Welcome back to FFB, amigos. And we're about to kick off. Came in last minute. We got some Hispanic brothers. We got a Colombian sitting in Qarabag leading the line for Qarabag today. Let's see how the team is lined up. Coming in last minute, but ready for you guys today. This should be a fun one. I love the white uniform. Got the green and red. Got the Italian homage going on. That's always exciting. Nice little black and gold going on for Qarabag. The captain, Reece James, man, playing this game. I don't know if I would have been expecting to see him in this faraway midweek game. But here he is nonetheless, amigos. And Chelsea line up. Jorgensen not allowed to play today. Tossin and Hato, very interesting. James is showing on the left. No, that's wrong. Got James and Cucurella right back and left back. Joe Pedro, they're showing him in the 10 with Esteban on the right and Gittins on the left. And Tyreek George in the 9. Look, man, we've been talking about this for a while. Like the whole Tyreek George as a 9 thing. But his stats are not bad. I mean, he scored a couple of times. And that having the... I don't want to speak poorly, but they're having the non-ideal sort of attacking prowess that we should have right now. If he scored 2 goals, I think that gets him the spot. But some of us that like you or understand you or like the 9 position understand that we lose a little something when you don't have a traditional 9 in there. But look, he's got to play some time. This is the time. This is the game. Not sure why our captain, oh my captain, is playing. But here we go. We're about to kick off, so my transmission is a little bit behind. Ref is going to kick off. And we're off right now. So that means if you want to match up your stream, let me bring up the timer. Give me 1 minute to bring up the timer so you can match up. I am pretty confident that we're not going to match exactly. Gittins on the left, trying to play a little bit wide, get the ball back. I'm actually excited about Gittins. I think he's... Look, I don't think he's Chelsea level. I think a lot of players that we have are not Chelsea level. The Chelsea that we want, the Chelsea that we love. But he can get there. There's a lot of potential in the team. He's one of those. He showed at times... He had that horrible miss in our last match, but he has at times where he can... Looks like he can beat anybody on any given day. And at this level, he certainly be showing us... He should be showing us what he can do a year, 2 or 3 from now, given the level of competition. And it's not as strong. You know, we thought the Champions League is not as aggressive, the way that the refs play the fouls. And again, I didn't give you the time. Boom, I think now we're matching. Yep. Let me send that over to you guys. Boom. Boom. Mm-hmm. I should be coming up now. We got the score up. Time matching for those of you that want to sync up. Sync it up. Anybody who joined the live, we got a few of you there today. Thank you. Please give us a like. Give us a like. Let's get some engagement. Qarabag very cleverly playing a wide ball in transition. That's the way to get at us. That's certainly one of the two ways, I would say. Let's see how good they are at lobbing balls into the box. I think they're going to do that a lot as soon as they get a chance. Yep, Tyreek certainly sitting as a stiff 9. And then getting Zoristoau coming into press. But only pressing with 2. Ooh, be careful. We're playing out the back. Oh, and Santos and then open wide. And then James into Estevão. Man, he's fast. He didn't reach that one, but he's fast. Estevão. Their keeper doing some stupid stuff and giving us the throw-in. Will Chelsea do a long throw-in? You guys, Chelsea will get into the whole long throw-in thing that we got going on in the Premier League. Will the other leagues, do you think we'll see it in the other top 5 leagues of Europe? And in the Champions League? Bringing that long throw-in. No. Who's injured? Lavia. No. Oh my God, dude. Well, he gave us 4 minutes. And what that means is somebody we don't, well, it's somebody that we don't want is gonna, that we don't want playing is gonna come on the field, because that's gonna have to be Enzo, or is it gonna be, hey everybody, yeah, game started. Game started. We're at 4 minutes and 45 seconds. At least that's where I'm at. If you guys want to sync up the time to it, or if you're not able to watch, you're hanging out at work or school, quietly have your little headphones in. I'll try not to scream. We'll have to see. How old is he? Do you mean Lavia? I know he's young. Lavia, 21 years old. Still pretty young. I'm really worried because he's so injury prone, and the dude's got a big frame. He's a muscular child, so he carries a lot of weight. Okay, so we're lined up like a 3 in the back, so we're going to take an aggressive stance, it seems. Yeah, it looks like we're going to slow play. And again, the worst, I don't want to say the worst neighbor, but a not good dream, not an excellent thing for us, is that we're going to have to bring in Moisés Caicedo. This is one game you should not be playing. This is not, this is a matter of circumstance. We should have better players or more mature, whatever you want. That's a different conversation that you guys know that have been following me for a while. But we do have Isugo, and this is a problem that shouldn't be happening to us statistically, but it is. Isugo, Lavia, we had him on the field. He got hurt. So now we got to burn and kill this guy. Having Andrés Santos, he should stick as the 6, the deep-lying midfielder, which we only play with 1 against a position like this. And bring in Bonanote in the 10 slot, or pull George back. Bring in. There's many options where it's not play Caicedo. So I'm actually kind of shocked that 6 minutes in we're gonna play Caicedo. I just don't. I question that very much. I just hope he doesn't get injured, because I don't want him to get injured. He's my favorite player. Hashtag Moy Boy. Everybody knows I'm a Moy Boy. I'm a Moy Boy, and you know it. He's our guy. We got to protect him. Too many minutes, and playing in Baku is not exactly how I don't want to waste the time. Now, we haven't had that much of great results in the Champions League, so we need to do this league format. We get easily distracted, guys, because we're like, you knew what it meant to lose a game home or away in the group stage of the Champions League. Since we don't have the custom right now to this new format, it's hard to determine, you know, where you are at this time and how many games are remaining. It's tricky. But we haven't done excellent. We're not in the top of the league, certainly. Oof. So, my boy. Moisés Caicedo takes a shot on rebound off a corner. Man, now we're excited about him scoring goals. How cool is that? He just brought that to his game. Goalkeeper does poorly, and he gets a nice little shot. Does well to try to keep the ball down. Just need a little bit more. He did put his foot through it. Yeah, that was nice. But a little off. Yeah, I'm not happy that he's on the field. I'm not happy that him and James are on the field, for example. Like, I dealt with it when it was one. Okay, like James has to play. He feels he needs a mature presence in the field. Fine. Looks like we decided to press Qarabag suddenly. We are pressing them. Are we pressing them as a block? Yes, we are. They're in trouble. Goalkeeper, you better clear it, Qarabaghi. Oh, you're in trouble. You can't. Now you gotta continue this press, because or else we'll be vulnerable. All right. Stand on that ball, getting the smitten kitten, Jamie Gittens. Okay, Qarabag. Outside the box, faces Reece James. He stops the cross, is able to play to Tossin, who plays the ball straight into the Qarabag player. That's what I'm going to call all 11 Qarabag players. I'm going to learn one by one. I promise to learn 2 names. I got to learn the Colombian, Hermano Colombiano. Got to learn his name. Tairiki, I love it in Spanish, they call him Tairiki. I'm listening to in Spanish, a Spanish commentator, and he called him Tairiki. Ball go to Tairiki. And of course, he's not a 9, so he can't, you know, he's not prone to control those balls with the back to goal. And it was very uncomfortable, tough for him. Which, by the way, Joe Pedro has done really well to do that. Not the ones in the air, but when the ball comes, I would say, mid to low level, he's able to hold off defenders pretty well. He's a strong dude. Estevao, poor pass. They recover in the counter. Cucurella managed to run back. We ask a lot of that dude. All right, we play wide, in space. Come on, getting. You got one dude. You can beat him. Nice. Pass into the middle. Ah, Joe Pedro. Joe Pedro supposedly super tired too. So I don't know about that. Everybody, that's the perception of many Chelsea fans, is that he's been super tired. Now, I don't know if that's true, but he has looked like he is. I don't know if he's had enough football for him to be tired, to be honest. But he's looked tired. And if that's the case, Baku is not the place to give him minutes. Joe Pedro does nicely in the edge of the box, plays nicely into the box. Ooh. Santos nearly scores. Good little play. We should see often a lot of these plays. Poor finishing. But look at that. From outside the box, Joe Pedro does really well. Excellent. George does really well. Playing from the left-hand side. Look at that craziness. George did well running into the box from the left-hand side. Who would have thought? I would have thought. Yeah, me too. Heavy press. They're gonna get their foul. So we couldn't beat them out. Katie? Should we call him Katie or Caddy? What do you guys think? The Qarabag guy. Let me see if I bring up their names. I can bring up 1 or 2. They insist on playing behind Reece James, which is interesting. I guess not because of Reece James, but it might be the interpretation is that Estevao is going to be more likely to, I wouldn't say undisciplined, but be unconventional and try to break some lines and do some runs and give you space to attack James. But they haven't done it on the counter. They just slow played that side. Interesting. They play out the back. See, that was a bad press from us. We gotta press as a block. Yes, even against Qarabag. Ooh, they're gonna muscle out James. Oh no, and they did. Please, no penalty. He fell to ground. What are you gonna do, ref? What are you gonna do? 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 Colombian went for a little dive. Or was he brought down? I'm just nervous now. That would be that would make it a game though. We go down 1-0 for the neutral. Again, see, boom on that. They play that. Oh my god. Hato, of course. I don't think it's a foul. Hato's uncomfortable. He was pulled. Hato was pulled. But he seemed uncomfortable. Of course, he's on the opposite side that he's normally used to defending. He struggled there a little bit. I don't know. At the end, he almost tripped him. All right, amigos, there on the feed. Today we're gonna go for a record. Not a record. We want 10 likes today. It's a crappy game, but we're all fans. Give us. I'm hoping. My goal is to get 10 likes today. So any of you out there, if you've joined, if you're watching the feed and you haven't given us a like, give us a like. Give us the like, the love, the motivation. All right, we're up to 3. Let's do it. I did this stream last minute too because I was like at a work thing, and it was a work go to the park run thing, and I ran back and was able to set up the feed, did the art, whatever, and brought the stream up, which I actually like. I didn't do a long preview, which that could be a little bit tiring and boring for you guys. I've noticed a lot of people drop in and out of the feed during that time. All right, Esteban plays nicely. Andrés Santos, who's moving like a 10. Because Caicedo's there as the DM. See, I don't like that. Because also, not only because Caicedo not getting a rest, even more with Lavia being out, you need somebody to play the DM position that is not him. That is not Caicedo. In case we need to replace him. He's going to get some rest. Ooh, they insist on the same side. Nice pass. Ooh, plays into the middle. One-on-one with the last man. Jorel Hato is able to clear. Good man. Vamos. Santos. Joe Pedro. In space. Finally gets a little pressure. Plays to the back. This is the part I don't like very much. Now Cucurella is going to play. And Caicedo is going to open it wider. You can skip the next. If you had a magic control, you could just go like the next 30 seconds. Easy. For us to build up. Nice. On the edge of the box, Esteban, very good. On the... Gorgeous! No, you didn't! No, you didn't! Goal! Esteban! Steve-O the man! Esteban! Wow. I didn't see where he put that through, man. I don't even know where he put that through. I think the great credit is from Joe Pedro. That's what we've been missing against low blocks. These people are not necessarily playing a low block. Andrés Santos he was very smart to find Esteban, and how nice he cuts into that fool, sits him down, puts it down by the post. Chelsea, 1-up. Beautiful. To me, what's the key part of that whole play that leads to a goal that we need a lot more of is the way Joao Pedro, and I've been saying this in so many games, those of you, if any of my regulars are here, is those little flicks. When you receive the ball in an uncomfortable position and you're being pressed in the middle, if you take a touch or two and try to turn and play, that's going to be very hard. You got the DM or the defender right on your back. But if you manage to do like a little feint or fake and flick the ball through, you broke the line. So we were able to break that line immediately, and now you just gave an opportunity of that 6 not being able to press your 10 or your wingers. And in this case, our 10, in the position at least, was Santos, who has the presence of mind to pass the ball on to Esteban, who then has the skill. But hey, a lot of people in the Chelsea community, not a lot of people, actually, barely anyone says it, but some people do in the Chelsea community, that it's good that we're taking care of him, that Estevao doesn't play that many minutes because he's too young. And I hear that. I understand it. I get it. Then he should play every minute at the Champions League, if you ask me personally. But they think he shouldn't play, that we should take care of him. I don't know what you guys think. I know people feel that. I don't know. I disagree with that a little bit. I think you got to take care of him. Yes. Don't play him 1,000 minutes. You got to take care of Caicedo too. But certainly since he's young, protect him a little bit. Yeah. But expose him. You got to let somebody play at the level that they deserve, the talent that they have. Estevao certainly has the skill level, the quality, the talent to play at this level. Let the man play. Especially because our amigo Cole Palmer is going to be coming back soon. Hopefully. Knock on something. Wood. You got some wood. Oh no. Sanchez gives the ball away. Qarabag is in the box. Don't penalty him, please. Did he get a corner? No. Goal kick. Good job, James. Yes. Like I was saying, in terms of Estevao and minutes played, I think he should play a lot more than he's been playing. That doesn't mean I think he should play every minute, because yes, you should protect him a little bit. But I think he is, I wouldn't say he's the best winger that we have, or the best creative player, obviously after Palmer. But he does have something the others don't. I actually think Joe Pedro today is the better winger that we have, because his defensive prowess, his physicality, his ability to run is amazing. But you need somebody that can do that, in the box, take on one, cut in, and put it by the post. It's him. If he can run past 2-3 players, it's him. He's somebody that once he starts getting known, he just scares people. So he pins back the left wing and the left backs of the other team. He might even draw in a DM, and he can play through the three. But he certainly creates a lot of space for the rest of the team. And we need that against low blocks. So absolutely, we should play him more. The Chelsea fans are right about that. Now, are part of the deal, Chelsea fans, because this is what the people that say protect them, they're talking about protecting Estevao from you and me, from us. What do they mean by that? Is that, when he recovers the ball, as I'm trying to say something, Estevao recovery to Santos, beautiful play into the box. Cucurella recovers again. Estevao. Wow. Caicedo. Jeremy Gittins, the smitten kitten. He's going to take on his man. Of course he does. Does really well. Lobs a nice cross in. Didn't find his man, but it was a nice cross. That's what I don't see. You got Nacho fanboys. I don't understand them. I'm not saying Gittins has done 10 times better or anything like that, but that's what you need your winger to do. He's got only one man. He needs to beat him. If he's got shadow coverage behind that man, 2 men, okay. It's a lot to ask for him to beat. But whenever faced with one, he needs to beat him, either with speed or class, and put in a pass, put in a cross. That's like the minimum job offensively as a winger. That's the specialty the winger has. I'm glad to see him do it. Oof, cross in from James. The Gittins couldn't find him. So, back to our deal with Estevao. Those of us that want to see him a lot more minutes, a lot more play, they're scared of us, man. They're scared that we're going to put all this pressure on this young man, that he won't handle the pressure, and that he'll break. That we will break him with expectation, because if he doesn't have a couple of matches, we'll start saying he's crap and you need to bench him. So our part of the deal is, if we get him to play more minutes, and I think the pressure is mounting, and he will start playing more minutes inevitably, we need to be smart and give him lots of love. There's always going to be pressure using that blue Chelsea shirt, and there should be pressure, but pressure makes diamonds, and Estevao is a diamond in the rough for sure. And I tell a lot of people, he's the up and coming Brazilian star today, right now. And I know people, because they're used to watching the Premier League, or mostly English people, they feel, it's so tough, the press, and over there in England is really tough. Those same people wouldn't walk in certain places in Brazil. Even worse, go to a match or a game and see what the football culture like there is. It's mad. Oh my God, they almost scored on us. Cucurella cleared. Cucurella cleared. So that young man will have to deal with pressure his whole life. So it's good that he gets exposed to it now. And it's sort of like saying, yeah, so you shouldn't play Lamine Yamal in Barca because he's young and you need to protect him. And some people say, yeah, don't you see now all the troubles with his girlfriend and now he might start partying? That's the biggest threat. I said that on a live with the Blue Lounge. You guys, go check out the Blue Lounge. My friend Mo invites me to have a Chelsea chat every once in a while. Some of us Chelsea creators get on it. You know, and I was saying there that this thing about the Brazil culture and the filter, you know, and young players and Latin American players, sometimes I'm not that worried as much about like pressure from the crowds or the press. Like really, I promise you, the main concern there with a young player like that is sometimes they'll get carried away partying, dude. The money, the women, that could be a thing. That could certainly become a thing. That's something we have to look out for. That's how we need to take care of that young man. And for that, it's mentorship, professionals, which we are lacking a lot in the team. But since he's so young, yeah, players like Palmer, Caicedo, James, whatever. I think certainly João Pedro is going to be called to play that role for him with a cultural affinity and being from the same country. That's how we have to protect him. I think Caicedo would be a great role model for him. I think they'll understand each other. But yeah, that's how you take care of him. Make sure he doesn't get into the life, man. Oh no, that was a terrible pass to Gittins. Qarabag recover. I am not scared of Qarabag at all. I think it's evident that anything that comes from Qarabag from the 25 minutes that we're watching right now is going to come from straight up Chelsea shenanigans not being up to... You can tell the levels. I was reading Qarabag is worth 22 million in a full squad. We're $1 billion. Gittins in space. He does well to pause. Oh, beats him nicely. And a beautiful cross. Thank you. Tyreke George is unable to take advantage of it. The cross wasn't that precise. Did well to beat his man. At this level, they should be doing that all night. Our fullbacks, not only our wingers, but also our fullbacks. You should be beating your man. Or drawing a foul for sure. Are you going to get a card here? Let's see. Cucurella going into a split ball. Actually, that's not a foul. The other guy kicked him. He protected the ball from Cucurella. But he got kicked. Cuckoo. Vamos Cucurella. Vamos Cucurella. As they say, he does eat paella and drink estrella. His name is Cucurella. What an interesting finish now looking at it. He slipped. He slipped and put it into the near post. But I think he meant to. Not to slip, obviously, but he meant to put it into the near post. So happy to see. And it was the Brazilian trident, man. The Brazilian trident. João Pedro controls. Andrei has the composure. The pause opens to Estevao, who brings the skill. And we're 1 up. I think they fared pretty well when we've had the Brazilians together, especially Joao and Estevao. That's kind of my point, guys. Should have seen more of. I think we should see more of Estevao. And this is not going to help Chelsea or Bluco or Maresca's position trying to not play him. The pressure is mounting. But again, remember the deal, Chelsea fans. We get to play him, but none of that silly pressure. Not enough crapping on him, not him booing him if he has 1 or 2 bad matches or he loses the ball. He's still in growth mode. We have to respect and understand that. Have the perspective that we support him, we want him playing, we call for him to play, but not say he's a piece of crap. If he doesn't score, every match or, has a bad match here or there, that's fine. Looks like we injured somebody here. Oh no. Go off the post. Oh, and the rebound's in. Spooky, spooky. Spooky, spooky, spooky. What did I say? It's gonna come from shenanigans. I gotta call it. I promise myself I'll call every goal, but I doesn't mean I have to sing it nice. But goal. Qarabag. And what's tragic is everything was tragic and bad. But that rebound, that they did it on the rebound, it means we had time to reset a little bit. Let's look at it, man. Let's see what happened. So they played wide, in behind Cucurella. Poor defending. Who's doing that? Oh my God, and Cucurella's beaten, doesn't win the ball. Colombian did really well. Goes off the post and on the rebound. I get it, it was hard to react, but when you get beat to react. Wow. Hato got took. Jurel Hato got took, and the game is now 1-1. And I'm kind of pissed because, yeah, the back line failed us. And that's where we usually fail, and this is like our backup back line. Ish. Actually, no. We got our number one right back and left back on the field. And, yeah. Hato, he's not the main guy. Man, this is not nice. But hang in there. I think this won't be a problem. They've got one guy injured. They're going out for their second guy injured. Okay. So now they got two guys injured, I believe. Caddy, my boy, the one name that I was learning. They took out Katie Cat. They took out the Katie Cat. And that dude looks bursting with confidence. Or maybe it's just the terror in my soul that we would not win this game. There's no drawing this game, Chelsea fans. There is no drawing this match. This is a must-win match. Like, there's no excuses. And I'll tell you another reason why. It's not like they're super compressed in a super low block. Adeo. So let's see what happened here. Yeah, my boy Katie, definitely injured. I'm gonna research this Colombian guy real quick. Duran. There's another, you guys remember Duran? Chelsea were interested in the other Duran, the huge, tough, big, enormous, powerful striker that ended up going to the Middle East. They gave him some stupid amount of money, and people are like, he should go for the love of the game to play in a better league. Yeah, or take $100 million and save the future of your whole entire family, grandma, cousins, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, and, you know, make sure everybody has a living and a future for the rest of their lives. Or try to potentially play as a sub at West Ham for the rest of your life, or get injured and then, you know. So he's got to take the bag sometimes. And he did. Okay, I like that we're a little organized here, but don't hold on to the ball that long. You got to play fast like the Brazilians did. Okay, Esteban wide. Takes on his man. Beats him. Gets a corner. Please be a corner. No, it's a throw-in.
Hasta las 4. Pero ya usted me dirá.
Let's see. No Hato. No Hato. No Hato. Does Hato need different boots? I see him a little bit slippery, slippy. Slippery, slippy. Slippity, slippy. Sleepy and slippy. He's a little sleepy and slippy. That's not a great combo. Nice little ambiance with the lights in the stadium. I like that. A little distracting, at least from the TV. I wonder if for the players it is as well. When the ball's up in the air, it's a little distracting to see those lights sort of, because they are moving them, they're just not holding them up. Joe Pedro, open to the smitten kitten. Cucurella ran into the 10, right from the 6 to from the left back to the 6 to the 8 to the 10 to the 9. That's exhausting. They have them do that stuff, man. And that's a critique. Sometimes people critique Malagusto, but they ask a lot of him. He has to do that throughout the game too. I don't know how applicable that is in this kind of game, but it is our style, so fine. Nice. Nice job, Pedro. Okay, kittens. No kittens. No, not like that. Take a poor shot. But okay, you're trying. Camilo Duran. Bam Bam Duran. And they got Andrade. Let's hear this Andrade. Where's he from? Born in Portugal. He plays for the Cape Verde national team. We got scored on by Leandro Livramento Andrade, professional player who plays a midfielder in the Azerbaijan Premier League. Technically, it's a Premier League match. 2 Premier League players. Dude, you can't lose to an Azerbaijan Premier League club. I'm telling you right now. You can't tie. You can't draw with an Azerbaijan team in the Champions League. It is not acceptable. Let's check out the table. What this means. We had a lot of matches yesterday that were pretty interesting, I would say. Bayern winning away to PSG, beating them in France and carrying a red card. Dude, they're running through our midfield a little too easily. Oh my God. Kafarkiye, is that guy's name? Why are they coming through that side? I'm not blaming any specific person, but that's where they're finding space in behind on our right side, on their left wing. They can't do it through the middle. They've struggled, and now with Caicedo in there, I think that's even harder for them. But on that side, they managed to do it. I haven't paid enough attention, guys. Is it Estevao that is not? Who did that? Was that Hato again? And he gave the penalty! What the actual... What the... This is getting stupid, man. Why does this happen to us in these, like, shit games sometimes? Yeah, that's a penalty, dude. Let me see. It hits him in the hand. His hand is in an unnatural position. Yeah, it's out there like that. He makes no attempt to not put his hands out. He's actually lifting it maybe to get it out of the way, but he gets hit. But right after making a mistake, too. That's not... Amigos. There's no bueno. Okay, Sanchez. You got to do it. I was trying to chill, man. I was trying to talk Champions League with you guys generally, and just looking at the table saying, no, this is not going to happen. We're not going to draw. We're going to win, but let's see what happens if we were to draw. Now we're a few seconds away from saying what happens if we lose. And the shot takes the run. Goal, goal, goal. Qarabag. Cara de Qarabag, 2-1. They are ahead. Azerbaijan explodes with happiness and glory. They are currently beating the world champions 2-1. 40th minute, pretty much, of the first half. And it's really bad because again, they're not parking the bus or anything. They drop to a low block in defense in transition. They're smart about that. They're not giving anything away. But they do press in the middle of the field as well. They counter quick. It hasn't been long balls, relatively long, but not like, from one goalkeeper to the other. Like as soon as they get the ball, they just clear it 50 yards. No. They played 1-2 passes, then play this long ball on the left. That's been their thing until now Hato just gave them this gift. Those of you who just joined, if you're not watching, please give us a like. We're at an objective of 10 likes. We're up to 4. We just need 6 more likes. Like it, man. I know if you're a Chelsea fan, you're sad or pissed. If there's a Qarabag fan in here, I really want you to join the chat. I promise we'll be super nice to you. You have information we don't, so you can share in the chat what you know about your team and what the hell is going on. Or maybe you're just partying too hard to even chat right now. Wow. Yeah, we had a couple of decent plays in attack. I don't think we can say it was nothing. Certainly the one of the goal was a nice little play. I think Gittins also on his side took on his man a couple of times, created some space, managed to do it. But I don't see very good cohesion. Look where they're pressing us. They're pressing us at the edge of our box. Look what their midfield is. Their midfield is super high. There's space. What? What is happening? That's funny. Because before it was very low block against Chelsea, hit him on the counter, that's it. And now Wolves did it to us, but against our totally a B team, to press us a little bit higher. And they did well. So there's now more than one way to beat Chelsea. They're beating us. They're winning. They scored twice. I'm wondering if I didn't update my score like I looked at it. Why is not the universe freaking out? Why is not the Chelseaverse freaked out? Because, it's not like when you had a stronger team where you're like, don't worry. And when I say a stronger team, I mean a long time ago. Where you see a result like this happening and you're like, don't worry, man. We got this. Why'd you let that bounce, James? Ooh, he slipped. Ooh, and he plays back. Brave. He's good. James is good. What can I say? But now you know that it's possible that we may not score another goal in this match. It's very especially now that we've lost patterns of play. I haven't seen any clear patterns of play in the last 20 minutes. Oh, you guys hear me say that? And in the chat, they asked me last game, like, what do you mean that you don't see where the goal is going to come from? Like, we have Esteban on the field, or Joao Pedro is really good. I'm like, okay. When I say I don't see where the goal, it doesn't mean the goal is not going to come. It just means that at the minute, or in this case, the last 20 minutes, I don't see them executing plays or runs or certain movement in the field that you're like, oh, okay. I see what they're trying to do. It's just a matter of time until this player breaks through and somebody comes in late to the box and can score. Like, you see something. These last 20 minutes, I'm not seeing it again. And that's a little frustrating. You're going to depend on some individual skill. And that can happen. We can score 3 that way. It's just, you're not going to see a pattern that you feel comfortably would lead to that. I can't believe we're losing. It's funny. Now I have to look at the table, guys. Now I'm going to go back. I don't want to jinx it. Last time I was going to go to look at the table, they scored. But I have to. Sorry. Stival does well. Found João Pedro, who does poorly in the box. Can't do that, man. Tossin trying to take on Camilo Duran. Bam Bam Duran puts the long, terrible cross in. Thank you, Mr. Duran, because we don't have our ish together right now to be able to deal with any regular quality skills. Thank you. And okay, let's have a look. Qarabag moves up to 7th position. Let me see if I can share my screen. I'm not supposed to share this stuff. Could be a problem sometimes for the video. But I love you guys, man. I think you deserve to suffer alongside me in this thing. Does it let me? Let's see. Yeah. Let's see if you can see it there. Yeah, there we go. This puts Qarabag into 7th. They've won 2 of their matches. There'll be 3 out of 4 matches Qarabag would have won if they beat us. And if any of you dare tell me, if I hear any of this, Qarabag are actually a good team, they blah, 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 get the out of my house. You can't bring no Azerbaijan level. No, don't be a silly person. Yes, they can be good for an Azerbaijan team. They can get results. Fantastic. I'll support that every day. But, no. Not Chelsea. Chelsea would drop to 14th with this, and it would have only won 2 out of their 3 matches. Let's check Qarabag. Let's check them out. I know that they had, they beat Copenhagen, which lost terribly, I think, yesterday in the Champions Leagues. If I'm not mistaken. Or was losing terribly until I watched the game. Tyriki! Freaking Arsenal winning. Tottenham getting 4 against Copenhagen. See? Dudes, we can't have this happening. We need to win. Okay, those of you that don't remember, but for the Champions League now, you need to finish. If you're a big team like Chelsea, you really do need to win to one of the top 8 positions. Let's look at it here if it's 8. But yeah, you need to win the top 8 positions, because that way you play less games. You don't have to go to this whole round of qualifying again. Nonsense. It really does pay off to finish in the top spots in this first round. Gittins takes a shot, and we get a corner. Let's see defensive. Let's see how well we do with set pieces. I know how we do. We're decent. Let's see how well they defend. This could be a great opportunity for us. There we go. Cross is coming in. Captain, oh my captain, Reece James. Going to pop one into the corner. He doesn't go to the first post. It's actually terrible. Right into where the goalkeeper wants it. What are you doing? Santos protected it for the throw-in. Dude, Santos and Estevao, I need them to get a different haircut, one of them. Because from afar, from a bad signal stream like mine, it's hard to tell them apart from the far shot. I need a bigger screen, a better stream, and something like that to be able to tell them apart from them, because they're on the far side of the field, especially right now in this first half. So feel free to get a mohawk, dye your hair blue. Moy trying to find a ball through, gets beat on the recovery, and now they're off, but they screw up. Cucurella. Transition fast. Fast. There we go. Santos, come on. Plow. Wide. Estevao. Obviously going to take on his man. Obviously beats him. Then but towards the middle. He's cutting into the middle a lot. I wonder if he's being told that, or is just the reason why he's always told. A lot of people feel he should play as a 10. End of the very disappointing first half, amigos. Amigo Mo! I was talking about you earlier. Those in the chat, there you see the Blue Lounge. The man, the myth, the legend that might be going to follow his team in the World Cup soon to Mexico, which we're rooting for. Yes, amigo, defensive errors. Go check out the Blue Lounge. He's a great Chelsea creator. We sometimes do some lives that I was telling you guys earlier in the chat. We do lives where some of us Chelsea creators get on to have a little discussion of the Chelseaverse. We happen to debate a little bit, which is good, but not like these other channels where they just get crazy and it looks like some sort of housewives of something madness reality show, people screaming. Nah, we sometimes get a little carried away, but we try to be civilized. Let the other guy speak. Let him die by his own words, and then when it's your turn, you can seek to put him in his place rhetorically. So it's really fun. Come join whenever you see those from Mo from the Blue Lounge. He says, yes, defensive errors, man. We'll never learn. I don't know, man. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look like it. It's been years. It's been a while that we're going to learn. I think at this point, it's very easy to say that, our players suck. And I think that's wrong. I think it has something to do with it, the quality of our players. But a lot of it, you have to say sometimes, is system. And, it's taken 2 years for certainly our players to learn, many of our players to learn the system. How many times we saw even Reece James last season, for example. And I think it's beyond the injury, just a little bit lost, just a little bit weak when he's asked to drop into the middle and to go wide. And it's hard to know who takes on that man when you have the 1-6, which is not a 6, or the 8, whatever you want to call it, shoots off. The left back shoots off, so you end up having these 2-3-10s. And, somebody's called to invert to cover the 6, or do you stay wide and run with your man? And I think that's why they have that joy right there on that left-hand channel that they're looking for. And they have joy not necessarily in terms of goal, but they find the space. They find the space because there's a little confusion sometimes when, especially so Santos went up into the 10 and maybe even Cucurella on the other side, which draws Caicedo, whoever's in the DM slot, into a central position undoubtedly because you have to make the best of the space that you have there. And so Estebao's far shot. Right behind him, there's going to be some space. Somebody has to come in and cover. So if James comes in to put the pressure there, our line of 3 has to widen back. Now there's space. So if you do that quick, if they move the ball quick, they can get us. They can get that space. Now, what to do with that space later is different. If then on the other side it happens that Hato just is acting crazy, because remember, I'm not even that upset about the handball. I'm upset about the handball. But I'm also upset with the fact of the crappy defensive position that he was in and how he sort of gave away the play and the opportunity prior to the handball. So he does like a crappy job first, and then in recovery when he settles, kind of a silly place or space to have his hands. Many defenders still do a little bit of old school drop their hands back, which I've heard defenders say they hate it. Too many changes by Maresca. Man, you know that I don't love Maresca. Don't, amigo Mo, my friend from the Blue Lounge. He's saying some stuff. He's trying to wind me up. Wind me up. Daniel Knights, welcome, amigo, to the chat. So happy to have you guys here. Dude, okay, yes, Hato is a center back. I think is stupid. I would use that word. Especially because he's young and blah, blah, blah. I think it's just dumb. It's not like we have many options there, but I think we're not tactically... Well, I'm going to say tactically. If we want to call formations the tactical thing, then yeah, we're not tactically diverse. We've showed a little bit, which is don't invert the right back or left back as much or allow them to go wide, for example. But it's not like we do a line of 3, a line of 5, a 4-4-2, a diamond. Like we have never tried some of that conventional stuff, which I think, who knows what would happen. These players, some might just do really well in that. So given all that, and then you play Hato as a straight up center back. He's done it more in a line of 3. I think it's too much to ask. I'm looking at the goal right now, man. It's just, it was a good shot, to be fair. I don't know how that first one didn't go in. But yeah, Hato is a center back. I think you can do some things, but doing all those things at once is a problem. And then the changes by Maresca. Yeah, I mean, I think in a way, I don't even know how to say it. I'm going to get killed probably if I say some of this stuff, but yeah, play the 9 as a 9. Bring Gu to play in as a 9. Like, I don't understand that. I really don't. I'm a stupid person, I guess. And actually give Tyreek some minutes, on the left, although that's never going to happen now because with Garnacho, we know he's going to be chosen. I think George has earned the right to fight as a left winger for the spot with both Gittins and Garnacho, but they're not giving him the chance. And we know that this is super temporary because once we have the lap back, I doubt that he's going to get more striker, job, more of striker jobs. He's going to be played in as a striker. So starting from there and rolling all the way back, I'm not that certain. And like I said, again, once Lavia got out, then put Santos in as the straight-up DM and to sit and be pinned in that position. Yeah, man. Okay, then Daniel's telling me, Maresca is a disgrace playing Georgia. That's what I was saying. Yeah, Daniel. My friend Daniel, man. You're right, brother. He's not a striker. Yes, call him out. Call him out. Somebody's got to do it. I just try to not do it so much because I don't want to get obsessed with blaming always the coach or something like that. And I don't think that's necessarily the case. Of everything is his fault, but certainly he doesn't help himself doing that kind of thing. And I think that's sometimes feel from outside. This is the asterisk. This is the disclaimer that I put in. Guys, we're not in the training camp, right? That's right, Mo. Hit up the likes. We're up to 6 likes. I'm actually proud of my 6 likes. I just want to hit 10. So anybody out there on the feed that hasn't hit a like yet, give it. We're humbly asking for just 10 likes. I know nobody's in the mood to give us a like when we're losing 2-1. And right now we're seeing not such beautiful things. But I'll get to beautiful things right before we get started. Into the positive. We gotta draw back into the positive before we start the game, but getting the negatives away. Like I was saying, again, somebody needs to learn to be a DM because Romeo Lavia can't play football. That's just the reality. He's such an amazing player. I adore how well he plays, how he can break a line. But even he plays best when somebody else is pinned as the 6. And in this formation, we're hyper-dependent not only on Caicedo himself, but somebody to fill that role. Get Hato off now, Daniel says. Ooh, ba boo, ba boo, ba. That's some big words, man. I don't disagree. I don't disagree that Hato would come off, but let me see. Let's have a look, guys. Let's see. Let's have a little calming look at what we have going on, and I'll pull up some stats too. Let me see if I can share them with you. Booyah, Kasha. Oh no, I took them off. Doom. Let's see what we got. I'm just pissed about a lot of things. Caicedo should not be playing. That really upsets me. And our 9 should be playing as R9. I wish we had R9. Our number 9. Only striker should be playing in the number 9 position, which would allow Estevao to play in the 10 and Joao not having to play in the 10 if need be, and it gives us flexibility across all kinds of things that we've done, that we've discussed with many of the Chelsea creators, like the Blue Lounge, when we're on these streams, is that it's not only about how good that guy that is on the field, in this case, Q, but when that guy he plays a 9, knows the position, it allows flexibility for others to do other things. You should call Enzo Maresca playing George up front. Yeah, man. I mean, Why do you not hear me? That's a good question. I think everybody else can hear me in the chat. You can hear that, but not you. I don't know what you mean. Can everybody hear me in the chat? I see my mic seems to be working fine. Daily CFC Focus is saying, can't hear you, Lewis. Maybe that's a blessing for you in disguise, amigo. Maybe you're better off. And if everybody else can hear me in the chat, hit me, say yes. I can hear you. Audio is good, Mo. Coming in. Good to see you, Mo. I'm really happy you're here, man. And Daniel. That's really cool. Everybody welcome. I'm happy every single one of you guys are here, man. It's really fun to watch these games. It's not, dude, to watch a crappy game against a crappy team. I'm still excited because we haven't been in the Champions League for years, so it's still exciting to watch. But especially with someone else, you know, that are suffering with you, it's better. So thank you for coming to join. So we've got Hato off is what Daniel's calling for us to do. And based on how he's playing, that would not be a bad thing. I would have thought that we would have seen him covering for Cucurella to give him a rest, but not the case. I don't get why a Champong doesn't play this match, for example. That's a little hard for me to understand. We believe in him. He's done really good when he's come in. Like, why is he not in? I get Trevor Chalva getting a rest, of course. I understand that. If you don't want to play Fofana because you want to give him a rest, fine. But certainly, behind the dugouts, what up, amigo, my friend. Kai, welcome. Glad to have you guys here today, man. You can finally say, and Daily, man, you're solid. You're solid coming to these watch-alongs. So I appreciate you coming up. Definitely big up to you. Thank you for saying hi. Thank you for joining. Thank you for coming to watch. And thank you especially when we're just doing very terribly in the last few minutes and losing against a team from the Azerbaijani Premier League. Yes, that's happening. And they're not parking the bus. So they're not parking the bus. And they're still managing to score 2 on us, which is a little freaking shocking, man. What to do? What to do? Let's go back to options here. Look, it doesn't matter. Nothing of what we want is probably going to happen. Dude, I appreciate that, Daily. I appreciate it. You're welcome anytime. You're welcome anytime. Kai from behind the dugouts. You guys have to check out that channel too. We disagreed a lot on like some fundamental stuff at Chelsea, but I found that we agree on more than I thought. And he's pretty tough on his opinions. You guys go check out his content. I think he's right on everything that he agrees with me on. and I'm open to him being right on some that I necessarily don't agree because he's a smart guy. He has got a good eye. With the exceptions of 2 things that I disagree on with him, everything else he's got a great football eye. So go check him out. Definitely a good creator. Yeah, the rotation of players, yeah, it's a problem. But my concern also is that the systematic change, the way our team, what our team asks of certain positions to do is really hard when you're not doing that week in and week out every game. So if you add that to the rotation, that's a problem. And it's not like you're coming in to play a traditional right winger, right? Or you're coming in to play a traditional right back or whatever. So, you know, it's really tricky. Something like it's very hard to replace Moisés Caicedo, for example, right? I mean, you probably have to adjust tactically when you don't play those players. And I feel that sometimes we just do like a copy paste and just swap in the names and try to expect them, the guys that are not training or being, you know, first time minutes or playing first team minutes constantly for that position. And yeah, it's too much to ask. And there's certain positions that you don't rotate, or people rotate very little. I do wonder about the physical side of things of the team, because back in the day they wouldn't rotate fine. They talk about 60 games. Yeah, they run a little bit more, but I don't know. I think when we talk to Mo, we should talk about that a little bit. The physical side of the game, like why is it now that they can't play as many games that they did? And yes, it's more intense. There's a lot of stuff behind it. You know why? But there's all these excuses. Oh, the lap's coming. I bet you will see a difference. I bet you will see a difference with an actual 9. It's just so unfair. Don't take out Tyreek. Who are they taking out? The lap's going to come in. Enzo's coming in. Wow. Okay. Enzo, Garnacho, and the lap coming in. They're pressing us. Great counter-attacking football from Qarabag. Yeah. Yeah, but Mo, it's not like they're pressing. Yeah, exactly. They're pressing us. That's kind of my point. It's not, they're sitting deep when they have to, but they are pressing us high when they have to. So sometimes there's space. If you beat 1-2 people or you do a good play, there's a way to play through. We're just not able to connect, which is tragic. All right, we're about to stop, and we're off. Second half has started. Let me finish out checking out the comments. Yes, thank you, Kai. I agree so much with you. That's kind of what pisses me off. Is like, why would the 16-year-old guy that has been training for 2 months, playing in a system that never ever played before, whatever, like come in and, you know, fill those boots? Like, that's too much to ask, man. You know, we should have a base to revert to. In Chelsea in the past, this happened when we had to revert to playing a line of 5 in the back or whatever. Like, there has to be... Most teams revert to like a traditional 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, you know, that people know. Like, go safe, play old school, play hard, know your position to go. We don't have that. Yes, Kai, and every single player that needed to... Especially because famously Enzo and Moisés Caicedo have been horribly overplayed by Chelsea. Okay, we got shenanigans. The yellow card is up in the air. What's happening now? We're losing it. We're losing it. I think Stevao got a little kick. Medina. Funky cold Medina is now having a little fight with James. James, don't lose your cool, brother. That's like the last thing we need is a red card right now. Yeah, so some yellows came out. We'll check out what they are. Qarabag fan, you are so welcome to this chat. Are you a real Qarabag fan, my friend? Robson, please tell us you are. Hi to every Qarabag fan. Thank you for joining. I don't have that many people on the stream, so you're like 10% of the public right now. If you are a Qarabag fan, we support you, and your team is doing you really proud. To be honest, it doesn't matter when you're on the other side of this. You got to remember that's the beauty of football. Who cares, right? I mean, if they don't have their crap together. We gotta, if you still get this result from a team that is worth 20 million to a team that's worth over $1 billion, that's amazing. Thanks, Daly. Daly's always taking part, man. Now I need to brace myself again. Let me brace myself again and see how we're sitting, how we're positioned. James out to press. The fresh guy. Fresh guy's doing well. Nice. Nice. Dude, their sub is pretty solid, apparently, for the first 30 seconds at least. Look at that turn into the box. I wonder if they're like play Hato the whole match. And you're welcome always to take part, amigo. It's always fun to have you. Here we go. Good Estevao. Press at least. Okay, he can beat you, but not that easy. You got to run with him. Stay with him. There you go. Good man. Don't make it easy. Beautiful cross to the guy in the box alone. He beats Cuckoo, puts in the cross. Terrible cross, thank God. But man, what's the excuse now, y'all? They're tearing us up, tearing that ass up, tearing that ass up. We haven't been able to brace ourselves. I'm still figuring out who's sitting where on the field. Now they've chosen to go on the other wing, which is interesting. Where they found the glory on the second goal, so that's James. Left that foot up a little bit long. Don't get crazy, bro. Okay, no, it wasn't that crazy. It looked a little crazy from that angle. Internet's bugging daily. Are you talking about you can't watch my stream or the actual match on the stream? Football put it, I'm telling you right now, man, Qarabag are the real deal. They are playing way beyond the expectations of every single player. And they've beaten of everybody, you know, you're right, football. They can beat anyone. I think that's a big match. They can beat Chelsea probably because we're an erratic team. I think it'll be harder to beat some of the other teams. But you say on any random night they have a shot. And they were saying that, you know, and I think it helps that people don't have that perception of them. You know, they're like, Azerbaijan, small team. Oh my God, who did that? Toss in just, they stole the ball off them. They deserve to score. I'm like, just score. Like, you know, at that point, when you're doing stuff like that, you deserve to get scored on. And now your punishment is you have to score 4 to win the match. Fair game, if that. We don't deserve that. That should have led to a goal. That's some bullshit from Tossin, bro. Ridiculous. I'm actually angry now. Okay, so Fuzel was saying, and yeah, you're right. I guess we just have to tell you you're right from what we're seeing. But Chelsea are a debacle. It's been now almost 7 minutes of the second half, and it's just shameful, sort of how we came out to play. Kukure is on the right-hand side of the field. And Funky Cole Medina is doing a horrible cross to nobody. Thank you. Oh, no, he reached it. They reached it. We didn't chase that ball down. We should have. We gave possession up for no reason. I think he could have beaten them to it. It looked like the ball was going out, and it didn't. Oh, man. Good. Good, Delap. Good. He's like, fuck this. I'm coming to fight this ball. Now we're on the counter. Garnacho. Garnacho. Okay, again. Now, beat your guy and shoot. Thank you. Yes! Goal! Goal! Vamos! Yes. Jesus. Why do they make me suffer like this? 2-2. Update. Yes. I was just pissed how the first one, like, what is that? What is that stupid pass? Be a winger. Yes, thank you. Do it. Take your shot. Good man. Bad mistake by Qarabag, and then, yeah, they gave him so much space. Take on your man, shoot. Oh, I know you're enjoying that, Kai. Kai from behind the dugouts. I know you're enjoying that. I know there's a little salt in the wound for me on that one, too. Still not a fan, but he did what he's supposed to be doing. And honestly, a lot of that play is down to the lap. Coming in and being aggressive, physically aggressive in the middle of the pitch, where Enzo wasn't doing it, where our wingers weren't tucking in and nuzzling somebody out, and recover the ball and allowed us to play through on a counter, giving us space. Because that's what I'm saying. Qarabag is actually not in like this low block, which they probably should have when they were 1-up. They should have invited a little bit of pressure to hit us on a counter. They didn't. They tasted blood and wanted to go for it. Honestly, it almost paid off. Yeah, we're really close to scoring. See, their team is pretty high. Our line is high, and they're high up there too. Come on, man. I can't believe I'm suffering so much this match. With all respect to my amigo Fútbol Pundit, which I think means football pundit. Yes, they can. The lap in the box. Strong, I like that. Plays back perfectly. Take a shot. Enzo, good shot. Okay, perfect. I'm okay. If that's happening, if we're finding, that's patterns of play, right? Your nine's doing a nine's job, making it in, runs into the box, holds off the defender, grabs the player, and can play a pass. And when he can't score, he can play someone in. There's somebody coming in. Then you're in a world where, like, okay, I can see that a goal may come. It may not, but I can see how. Okay, cross coming in. I remember distinctly the horrible cross I saw him put in last. You better not do that first post thing. Wow, that was a tricky one. I don't like it when they're that close to the keeper, but... Wow. Did you see how fast some of those Qarabag players played out and how fast Chelsea were forced to take their to run back to their defensive positions? Good. I like that intensity. Don't let him press alone. There goes the new guy. Ooh, nice play. Camilo drew the foul. Wow. Okay, now we're draw. Now we're in a draw. Oh. Ooh, that was nice by Enzo. He found a way. There was not much space to take that shot. I'm looking at the replay now. That was very nice. See, that's the thing, too. With a solid 9 playing as a 9, it'll give space for the wingers to come in and do something. Certainly the 10. And Enzo is something that he's been just trained to do against what I believe is the best judgment. Because, yes, he'll score goals, but... Yeah, you could have played Pirlo as a 10. You know, but I think he was naturally a Pirlo. Okay! He's offside. He has to be offside. He was offside, right, guys? The lap didn't just miss that. Did he? Yeah, I know it was offside, yeah. We've decided that he's a guy that's going to come in late to the box, into the box and score, and he's showing that he can do that. But it's really hard for him to do that if the others don't do their job, because it's really easy to track him. But if the 9 is 9ing, and the wingers be winging, the 8 and the 6 from the other team, or whoever's on the second line of defense, is going to be drawn into once one of those men are beat. And that gives the nice little room for that 10 to come in, or in our case, Cucurella, or whoever is doing those late runs. You can find some glory there. Yes. We are at 8 likes, guys. Anybody who hasn't given us any like and is watching, please give us a nice like. We have the simple, humble goal of 10 likes today. We're almost there. We're 80% there. We just need 2. And feel free to give us a comment. Are we going to win this game or not? How, if you're to the 2 Qarabag folks that we have in there, you know, how is it that the guy that you guys lost early in the game, how crucial was he to your prospects to win this game? Did you lose a crucial player? I'm so sad that we're having to play this. The lap coming back from an injury. Joe Pedro, what are you doing? That was not a good play, Joe Pedro. Okay, now they're going to count. Look at Cucurella run back. That's what I'm talking about. Look at Caicedo cut the play. Yes! Moresca kind of pissed over there. Jumping. I wonder what it is that pissed him off exactly. Here, this 11 guy, dude. Look, nice. He's nice. Poor cross, though. That guy has put in a couple of really bad crosses. There's 11 again. Moy recovers. Oh, my God. I would hate Caicedo so much if I wasn't from Chelsea. What a nice ball. Into Estevao with space. This is a done deal. Ooh, Medina. Funky Cole Medina. Dude, how old is Funky Cole Medina? Because if he's 12, Chelsea will buy him. Is he 12? We'll pay 20 million for him. Did you guys remember in that last play I said, oh, Medina, and he took on the shot? He ran back and nicked the ball inside the box from Estevao. Madness. He might suck, but today he's doing a great job. Okay. Interesting. Play him through, Enzo. Why would you not cut him loose? You should have played Estevao through. That kind of annoys me when it starts happening in Chelsea, where instead of putting that ball through to Estevao that we could have played there, we start playing back to the middle and playing up wide. They come back to the middle and playing back wide and have this possession thing that drives me nuts. Because I see Qarabag pretty freaking comfortable without the ball. It's not like you're going to drive them crazy. And a draw for them is a great result. Okay, they're going to change the game and see what they're coming up with. Mamma mia. Here we go again. Leandro Andrade and Duran out. So now I know one is forward. Let's see what they're doing. So pretty much they're 10. Who did they refresh? Is it their four? I'm only showing online. They're only showing me one of the changes. So at this time, oh, they're full front line. So I wonder what that means. That's a bad thing about not knowing. You shouldn't care. You shouldn't care about the Azerbaijani players' profiles. It doesn't matter who they put in. But when an hour of football is gone by, you're on the 61st minute, you might lose this game. We shouldn't be in this place, but it's possible. Okay, still out. Who's going to get knocked down for sure, I bet you. There. Oh, he didn't drop. Good man. There, that's how you turn, Joe Pedro. See, that's what I like about him. No, Enzo, that was a poor cross. But that ball in transition, turn around, touch, quick, 1, 2. We broke the lines. If we hold it up and stuff like, no, Papa, we can't do that. Toss in. Mr. Salad, you got to clear that, dude. Bring the ball down with pressure as the last man. What's wrong with you? Put that big old head you got that you're supposedly good in the air and just clear it. We're not in control in a game that we should be, I think. We seem a little bit more organized, but I am kind of... We're not confident enough to press them. Look at that. Dude. Look at that. Look at that man. Easy. Easy. Where's the pressure, Caicedo? Nice. It was kind of dumb from them, this shot from Akunzade, to be honest. Look at that. They're kind of... If it's not for Caicedo going right in to press that ball, nobody was pressed in the 6 passes prior to that surrounding the middle of the field. I find that a little shocking. I'm going to get me some water, guys. Hold on. A little cough going. Oh, was he offside? All right, 65 minutes gone. I'm not feeling that confident. I'm not feeling that confident about how we're playing at all. I think we're defensively a little bit more organized, but I'm shocked how we have to lay back a little bit to not press, to have sort of take control defensively. And offensively, again, to me, I don't see clear patterns. I just see that we have enough talent to get a goal somehow. Somehow. Right? But I don't know if you guys see it differently. Let me know. Like, are you saying like, no, man, we're putting all these passes into the wing, like we're finding Garnacho, which is something we've been doing in the Premier League a lot lately, which is to play the ball and find space on Garnacho's side. Like, see how he's creeping there a little bit wide, or that one through the middle to the lap. I haven't seen anything super clear. We're like, oh, it's coming. We're breaking them down this way or that way. I don't see it. There. See, that was individual quality that we tried there. And I do see us that we still have another mistake in the back. So if we don't score a third, I think we lose. Is that crazy to say? I don't think it's crazy. Ooh, like that ball, we got so lucky, to be honest. Caicedo, which is very hard to press him. But if that guy managed to nick that ball off him, there was 3 Qarabag players on the edge of the box. Okay. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. So defending 4-4-2 Qarabag. And in attack, of course, thank you for going and pressing. Who was it? Santos or João Pedro? João Pedro went for the press. That's funny. It's funny because sort of the most aggressive pressing I saw, obviously Caicedo, but other than him, it's the lap and João Pedro. There's nobody on this side. That's what Maresca's saying, like, hey, come up to press. Okay, Caicedo, calm down, play. There we go. Okay, please reorganize, set up a play. This is where you see the patterns of play. Right, we can look at the team. Four. João Pedro deep. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. That's the runner. Enzo. You gotta play fast. You gotta play quick, Enzo. What are you doing, dude? Now a counter. And actually, poor movement by Qarabag, if you ask me there. No, and a poor pass. But we're vulnerable. In exchange for not much. Yeah, that Silva Qarabag guy is probably gonna die. And he's on a yellow. So that means Garnacho, if you ask me. I don't know how good this Silva is physically. Okay, the lap. There, be a 9. Fair enough. Good shot. I want better from you, but he was 9ing. Held the line, burst the pace, took the shot. Fair enough. I can't hear what Maresca said. Sometimes that's a good thing to hear, man. You can see what his concerns are. But I'll tell you this, he's less concerned than we are as fans. It's not. I'm not bashing him or anything, but he's a lot more chill than we are. We get a little too excited, obviously. James, so powerful. I love seeing him there in that right back slot, even if it's like momentarily. You know, when he's in the last third, I get excited just seeing him there. And that's kind of my point. Like, are you better off with having Reece James on an overlap being one of 5 attackers in any given moment, or bringing in Cucurella, or bringing in Andrés Santos, or even Enzo? Right? Like, who gives you more if they're in that? There's many ways to form that line of 5 or even 6 attackers that Chelsea does sometimes. That staggered line that I talk about a lot, just I feel is like it's an old school like Netherlands thing that obviously led into La Masia, into Barca, into Pep. And when teams try to do it as a straight line, they fail miserably. When it's a staggered line, it works. Meaning out of there's 6 attacking or 3, but there's one's leading the line, 2 slightly behind, and 2 behind that. So you get options to play someone through and flick. That's why the Joao Pedro flick is really nice for that. Because if you play him that's a little bit deeper, it's just one touch. And he can either play someone through or into the 9 or into one of the wingers that are running in. And on the wide side of that, if I can have Reece James, that'll be fantastic. It's more exciting. I feel like we have a better shot of a better cross or something. Joao Pedro off for Bonanotte, who shouldn't have been on the field if you ask me. I don't think Joao Pedro should have been on the field. If you guys feel like I do, like many Chelsea fans do, that he was just tired. He's a tank, dude. I'm looking at the replay. James is a tank. I love it. You know, I think I like living in a world which may never come again, but I loved living in the world where Reece James is at least taking 2 shots on target every match. Because I'm pretty sure his conversion is really high, statistically. So if every match he's in a place where he can take 2 shots, he's going to score maybe once every 3-4 matches. And that would be really good for us. Let me see. I'm actually curious about Cucurella goals this season because I haven't felt them. He was our only striker last season. Let's see what he's got this year. Okay, lots of space for Esteban. Edge of the box, cuts in beautifully towards the middle. He's gonna play wide. Oh man, he could have played Garnacho. Not that happy about that, Esteban. But my point being, he takes on the people he faces and he gets the shot off. He shifted the whole defense. And he's confident. Qarabag are defending well, man. This is where we suffer. Now they're in a low block. But even then, they're ready for the counter, though. These guys, that's what I'm telling you. Look at those 2 strikers. They're still lined up in the middle. Ready to counter. Like, they get a sense. Now they're just unbreakable block. Don't put the ball in from there, dude. Enzo, Delap. James. Nice. Hey, that was close. That little through ball could have been a good one. Cuckoo. Handball. They're bringing in 2 more changes. Let's check out some stats, guys. Let's see how we're doing. Because I think we'll be... Well, I don't think we'd be surprised. We can't be surprised at this point. Let's see. Chelsea, Qarabag. In terms of goals, stats, for the match. Dude, possession 58-42. So it's not like we're dominating possessions. Wow. You're not going to believe this. I'm gonna bring it up. I'm going to bring it up so you guys can see it, because or else it sounds like I'm making stuff up. Look at that XG. So 59 possession to 41, which is, so we didn't have as much possession as you think we would have. Buona notte. Right, after this play, I'll comment, dudes. I'm getting too stressed, man. 75 minutes. That was not a great cross by Esteval. We try to clear. Toss in. Mr. Salad. Okay. XG. They have 1.31. Ours is 0.7. We have half the XG. Shots on target. They have 3. We have 2. They have 2 big chances. We have 0 big chances. So, in the numbers, man, you haven't done great. At the end of the day, this will be one of those guys that if we take the 3 points, I don't. No, I'm gonna lie. I wasn't like I don't care. I of course care. But ultimately, we'll be okay with it. It's like, fine, we survive another day. The problem is that, guys, how long can we say that, right? How long can we say, at the end of the day, you know, we beat Lincoln, man, and I know they're fucking 20 levels below us, but we won and we took the 3 points, and that's all that matters. It took some, yeah, but then what are you gonna say? You know, 2 rounds from now, and then you lose. And it's not like us opining these things is gonna change anything, but we don't have to lie to ourselves. We see things that are not great. I still love my team. I still support my team. I still think we could and should win. I'm still rooting. We've got 15 minutes. I'm sort of surprised how they've neutered us, man. Like, we don't look dangerous. We should be terrifying. Why did Esteban not play in Enzo there, for example? Because he's slow, maybe an answer. But I want to see those a little bit more aggressive balls. Okay, still on the wing. He's got space to beat the one guy. And then what do you do? He beat him, obviously. Sat his ass down. Beautiful, Esteban. In the cross into Enzo. And that's what he be winging. Good. Garnacho! What a shot! He hit it perfectly parallel to where, you know, where he was on the field. Like a 90-degree angle to the goal. 9 degree. 90, actually, yeah. Okay, let me refresh this thing. We're going to look at this a little bit. So, as much as we've had a little bit more possession, we haven't been clear on goal or had clearer chances than they did. And we'll be careful. One-on-one against James. Oh, man. That guy's bad. Ooh, Esteban. That's what I'm saying, man. He'll destroy a fool. Oh, nice. Keep going, but that in quick. Yeah, Enzo. Eso. Go, 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 go. Shit shot, but okay. Okay. And that was kind of, I don't like, the lap I don't think provided he should have provided a better run. Look at Esteban making a fool of that dude. He took the kick, he took a hit, he still ran it through. Vamos! We got this. Come on, guys, we got 12 minutes. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. You can do it! Oof, that's a foul. That's a foul in the Champions League. That is not a foul in the Premier League on Enzo right now. I see Enzo gathering a little bit of confidence. I like that. Garni didn't lose the ball. Good, Garni. Now we're playing wide. Tossing. James, ball into the box. Cuckoo. That was a little bit of a dangerous play there. They took a nice little smash. I wonder what Qarabag's attitude will be towards this game. So far it's been, they're trying to still win this game. Up until the 80th minute where we're at right now, they've been trying to win this game the whole time. Even their defensive posture always allowed for counter. I'm wondering what they're going to do now with 10 minutes to go. I mean, because, again, a draw is decent. Bahramov playing wide. Adai has been good. I've seen him shame us a couple of times. Does well. Cross in. Sanchez. Good, Sanchez. I do like that about Sanchez. He's quick to look for a pass as soon as we try to play out. I just said that in the sentence, guys. I didn't say he succeeds at playing out perfectly well all the time or places it well, but he's always has the desire to play the ball out quickly. Tossing into the middle. Federico. Buonanotte. Terrible pass. Terrible pass, but he did really well to play through the line. We need him to do that. You have to play through the line, but then play someone through. There. Excellent, Enzo. Good run. He crossed without looking. Nobody was ever going to get that cross. What happened, Enzo? But see his run. James, where I want him. Oh! That's an old school R1 square cross. Early cross. Which he's so good at, James. So I'm actually happy if we can see more of that. We got 9 minutes. We got this. Come on, come on. Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. Chelsea. Estevao being Estevao. Good. Corner kick. What? No corner? Come on, man. We're doubling down on that side of the field. And it's the right place having Estevao there. I mean, he's beaten... He's been called upon to beat his man and put it... Like, he's done his job really well as a winger. He's created, he's scared, he shifted the defense. He's done really well. Garnacho is sort of letting me down a little bit in the last few minutes. But those are Enzo Fernandez's decisions. He pulls the strings a little bit, and he's playing on that right-hand side, and he's running into the right-hand side. Look at that, the lap press. Good job, man. Garni couldn't control it. Qarabag on a counter. 1, 2, 3, 4. Cuckoo manages to run proper. Ooh, nice cross. Moisés Caicedo coming in as the last man to clear that ball. That was lame by Garnacho, really. That was a nice cross in there, too. Caicedo reached it. Like Caicedo shifted onto that left-hand side. He's covering for hot, though, dude. Look up. There you go. Okay. Okay, Garnacho. Okay. Move the ball quickly, for God's sakes. There. Okay, now we're in. Bien, Enzo. The idea was good. Execution wasn't great, but okay. There we go. Nice. Nobody was there. Okay, corner. Supposedly we're not bad at set pieces. I don't think we're great, but we're not Arsenal. Thank God. But I would like to have their stats for set pieces offensively. And it's crazy because Chelsea, I think, are like one of the top 4 or 5 offensively in set pieces. I wonder if that counts like the free kicks too, because that kind of a skewed statistic. And we're one of the worst defensively. Buonanotte! Oh my God, I saw that inside the ball. Oh. Good, Buonanotte. Good, man. That was interesting. Oof, nice shot. That was a nice shot. Little too much curve on it. Chamfle. Good shot. Okay, yeah, I think Qarabag are ready to take the point. I mean, they must be exhausted too, though, because they've run a lot. Because they've been fast to play out when they recover. When they recover, they've stormed the field. One more like, guys. If anybody of you out there and haven't given me a like, I am 1 like away from my goal of 10 likes. So only one of you out there can probably change someone's life forever. With just 1 like. 10 likes was our goal for the day. I think we can do it, guys. I think we can. We're only 1 away. We were at 8 for the longest time. We just got another one, so we're excited about that. Yeah, I think Qarabag is putting down... They're flipping the chairs on the tables. The mop's out. They already flipped the sign at the glass door. I think they're ready to call it. I have this as a job because I watch every Chelsea game. So, this is the kind of game that I'm not happy that I watched in terms of getting joy out of it. Even if we manage to unfairly win in the last, minute, in the next, we're probably going to play 10 minutes starting now. I think it'll be cruel for Qarabag to not get anything out of this game. So it sucks to have watched us, and I just like it because I like to know what's happening with my team, and I just love football, so I'm watching. But now being a creator, I'm forced to watch this for you guys, so you can just jump in and out of the feed and look at my face and know if I'm still pissed. Maybe read the chat a little bit or ask a question. You can know what's going on without having to suffer like me. James did good to get that ball played back into the box. Come on, fellers. Dude, Qarabag, my respects. Buonanotte does well. Fernandez, that's what I want. First time, play it first time. There needs to be somebody closer to Estevao. He needs somebody to play with. Last couple of plays, he didn't have somebody to bounce the ball off of. See? There's only one option. Beat 2 people. Did well to Enzo. Excellent. Excellent. Yes. We took the shot. Why is that not a corner? Let's see. Oh, this is the prior play. The dude beats Cucurella and Hato very well and easily. And if it wasn't for James, he read that really well and saved our ass. Oof, and then Fernandez shot. But where did it? Didn't understand it. I thought the shot. It looked like the keeper blocked it, but it's not giving. Didn't give a corner. No. I was trying to figure out one of that. There was a comment in a different language. Just want to make sure it didn't say anything crazy before I let it on the feed. A different language from those that of which I speak. Tossin. Moy. Enzo. Ball in. Oopa. I actually don't think that was a good idea, that pass, but Buonanotte almost controlled it. I want Buonanotte closer to Esteban. Or James. See what you're asking of this little boy. You don't give anybody to play with close to him, and then he's called to beat on 3 guys or something. Which he does. So. All right, 5 minutes of added times, amigos. We have 5 minutes to win a match that we're supposed to. And the big shots are on the field. Sadly, the big shots are on the field. And we're playing Wolves on Saturday. Then international break, which is long, and I'm terrified. Everybody's in front of international breaks now because the World Cup is settled, especially with our teams. I think everybody knows who's going and who's not going to the World Cup, especially all the main players. So it's just risk of injury for no reason. And I don't think there's many international dates left between now and the World Cup. So even if they want to save themselves physically, if they want to have any kind of performance in the World Cup, they need to go play. They need to play with their teammates at least a few minutes in their international squad to get those patterns of play up and the rhythms and camaraderie with their team members. You got to go. And that's on November 22nd. We're back against Burnley. And then we have Chelsea, Barcelona, and Chelsea, Arsenal at the end of November in a row. Thanksgiving for those in the U.S. Thanksgiving vibes. No shit! Wow, we're so lucky. That should have been a goal. Kachuk, Pikachu. Thank you, Pikachu. Thank you, Pikachu. That was a missed huge opportunity. Right into Sanchez's hands. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. But give it to us anyway. We need the points. Okay. Yes, Garnacho. Great shot. And he needed to do that acrobatic thing. He needed to bring the ball down. He was going to get pressure. The ball was going to take it from him. He needed to bring the leg high. Estevao did well to hold off the defender. And Qarabag keeper does well to hold us off. Let's get this undeserved goal. I feel so bad for Qarabag. They should have won 3-2 in that last play. Man, we suffer defensively. Here comes the cross to the far post. I can hate that cross into the first post. Okay, it's 3 against 2. Control this. Oh, Pikachu. Pikachu, you're a chicken. He missed the last one. I think he lacked confidence to take on his tossing and taking a shot. He should have. Look at that run by the lap. He gets no reward for it. And so, what a horrible pass into Esteban, who managed to control it. And now he's called on to take on 2 people or something, as always. No, that was dumb, Esteban, but your boy had your back. Enzo had your back. See, somebody was closer. Defensively, that helped. Creatively, I'd like to see somebody a little bit closer to him. That allows to create some space for him. Moy, Enzo, Estevao. Beats his guy, puts in the cross to the second post. Garnacho, there was no need to hurry that cross that poorly. This isn't going to go out. And nobody was pressing you. Okay, James in the right back position. Oh, puts in a shit cross. Okay, we didn't lose this game. Undeservedly. Look at that. He just beat Kukureya. Shameful. Kuku didn't even find out. Just poor finishing. Kuku asleep. Getting his beauty sleep. His hair was taking a nap. Not just him. It was like everybody in the Kuku camp. Dude. Chelsea was able to draw this match. Still got a few seconds to go. But I think there's not going to happen. Nothing's going to happen in the next 40 seconds. I expect you to try, though. Caicedo, lift up your head. Move, 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 move. Move. Enzo, quickly. Move the ball. Enzo. Good. Okay, to lap. Oh, Stebao can't even walk. Oh, man. I can't curse. I can't express my feelings correctly. We have tied the match. We have drawn this match, amigos. It's been a draw. Now I have to make a video. Why I can't... You know, I was thinking I may not make the freaking video after this. Because I was thinking of not doing the live. Because I was running late, as you guys know, joining this thing. And then I was thinking of not making a video because I'm like, it's going to be so boring. You know, we're probably going to win like 3-1. And all the people that are over positive with Chelsea will be like, we're amazing. Blah, 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 blah. You know, and they're going to get a little too carried away and too excited. And I didn't want to give that. But I gave into it. And I did the live. And it wasn't good. It wasn't fun. It wasn't fun to watch. I'll figure out. I'm going to have to do the post-match video. And in that post-match video, I always try to find something positive. The positive thing that I always find is I love Chelsea Football Club. And I will support you no matter what happens. And I like to see things. I can't think of many. I think Estevao had a great performance. You know, I think he delivers on what we need. He's not perfect. He's not Neymar, none of that stuff. He can be one day, maybe, but he's just not there yet. But he beats his man. Defensively, I think. There's a little bit of distraction. He does a little bit of things that make me uncomfortable. Like he may heel the ball or flick it in a certain position where it leaves us susceptible to a counter. That's a little risky. When he does it, like in the middle of the park or initiating a counter deep into our half, that's a little scary. Especially when it's a back pass flick, for example. But if he tries to just lift it over, like offensively and run, so if he loses the ball, he loses it on the other side towards the other side of the field, fine. But sometimes he'll do like a no-look flick back or something, and that could be a problem. But generally, he does really well. He's the only one that I have the confidence he's going to beat his man. He grabs the ball, he faces him, he's going to beat his man. And I think it was the same in this match, whereas the only one I felt something's going to come. Not the only one, but the one I feel the most can do something. And the Barcelona Club Brugge game is going on. And to be honest, I should watch it because I want to see more Barcelona. They're coming next. They're coming to Stamford Bridge, man. And if you can't... This is the thing about Chelsea. One would say, dude, you can't even beat the Azerbaijan team. And when I say beat, I don't even mean put the goal in the back of the net. I mean that, like, you weren't better than them on the field. And that's bad. So I'd like to learn more about the Barcelona team that is going to come play us. I'd love to watch that a little bit more and see what they got coming. So I might watch that game. I might have to hurry off of this feed so I can do the post-match reaction for you guys. For those that didn't join the live, do that. But I think that's my positive takeaway. The negative one is that the only way we were able to draw this match and not lose it, we were going to lose this game. Enzo Maresca is a disgrace. I don't need the rest of that sentence, Daniel. You're right about the other side of the half of that sentence, too. I'm not a fan. I'm not a Maresca fan. But, yeah, I mean, he doesn't help himself, right? And I think that was a horrible first half. And then you have an uphill battle for no freaking reason for 45 minutes. And it pisses me off the most because of George. Because we love everybody that's a young player in Chelsea. Cobham coming through, we support him. So we feel it's a disservice to him as well. It pisses me off. So, yeah, my man Dan the man, you're right. I couldn't agree with you anymore. And I think I'm at a stage where I'm kind of... Call him out, Daniel. Call him out. Call him out. I think there's a lot you can call him out for. Like, why would... Like, are you better off playing a Champong as a center back than Hato as a center back? Like, what? And like, intuitively, again, I always give the grace and say I'm not in there. Like, maybe you spit in someone's match or something. Post-match video, man. I don't know. I don't want to do it. I hate when this happens. Also because I'm just boring. Congratulations, Ayaz 2003. Dude, good for you. Congratulations. To be honest, you should have won. I'm not going to lie. Maybe because I'm hating on the fact that my team didn't perform where it should be, and I am not a fan of my coach and some crazy stuff that's happening. But you guys are certainly no pushovers. Congratulations, Qarabag. You had a good match. I'm actually surprised because you knew when to defend. You knew when to drop into a low block. You can tell you don't have the quality of players, right? Because if you had a little bit higher qualities, you could have killed us easily today. Like in the transition, when you guys had the transition, I think you were asking players to play probably beyond their skill level in that counter because you guys had great opportunities. You created great opportunities. That one at the end, where the guy that ended up calling Pikachu, he had a great opportunity. He shot it straight. Positionally and their runs and technically, they shamed us, dude, up and down the field. And they were able to create plays several times that with just, 10% more skill level, it's over. You would have been up 3 or 4, and that would have been really hard for Chelsea. And you had the discipline tactically, which that's really interesting because it was just like one way of playing. At times you were able to press high. At times you were able to drop into a low block. You were able to counter wide. You were able to play through the middle. Really interesting. And some of the players that you had that came on were very interesting. That number 11, of course, I don't know the names of these folks, but I saw a little bit more talent than I expected. A lot more tactical nuance than I expected in know-how and positioning on the field. And there's no excuse. Chelsea, even if they didn't have the center back that should be in there or in the middle, like whatever. That makes no sense. Caicedo, I don't think had a great match, to be honest, but I don't think it's about him in those terms. He did a good job, but I think it's more about the balance of those things. Qarabag, you did a good job. You were better than we thought you were. You proved that it's a brave team and solid tactically, and Chelsea does some shenanigans and some foolishness, if you ask me, and some stupid things that are unnecessary. And then they struggle to find patterns of play. And that's a tragic thing. And I think that's what I'll be talking about now in my post-match. But yeah, absolutely. You don't see where it's going to come from. You can see where the defensive errors will and can happen. That becomes evident to us and our opponents. But you don't see in the attacking where it's going to come from, right? Other than individual play. Because you're like, if we play the ball into Estevao enough, he's going to eventually beat his man and score one. He's going to beat his man and find someone in with a pass, etc. Like, you see that happening. Caicedo will press really high, which will lead to somebody getting the ball and scoring. But you didn't see other patterns of play. For the first few minutes, Garnacho, yes, I saw a little bit. And then he just disappeared, man. He just disappeared. And Buonanotte, nothing. Enzo, I think, was more cojones than anything else. It was more just fighting. In Spanish, we say garra. More cojones, more balls to try to make something happen. But I don't see it. I don't see... And then the guy that's playing the best, which is Estevao, to me, they left him alone too much. He didn't have somebody to play off of, which he didn't need it as often because he's great, but I think that's where you get a little bit smarter about that and probably change tactically and put somebody closer to either the right back on the overlap. Nobody ever overlaps that man, especially in this game. Like, that's not cool anymore? I don't know. We'll talk about it more. In any case, thank you, everybody that joined. the stream, I saw a couple of people say that you had a good time. That's all that matters, man. I get to watch it with some new friends, hang out, hear the comments. If any of you are still on here, have not given a like, I'm just one like away, one, from my goal for the day, which was to get 10 likes. You can change this beautiful, sad man's life with just one like. And you get me up to that 10 before I cut off. But if not, for everybody else that joined, thank you for participating. The chat was active. We had a little bit of a talk. It was a terrible result for us, Chelsea fans, but it's always fun to watch it with friends. So even though we didn't have a good result, and to the ones that really tried in the Chelsea team, to the Chelsea players, thank you so much for giving it your best. For those that didn't or couldn't, sort that shit out. And for the next matches that we have coming up, I think we struggle against quote-unquote lesser teams. I said that in the last video that I made. And that's really frustrating. I think when somebody comes in just straight up attacks us all the time, we get into this zone where we get more space and we can do more. Even though this team even gave us space at times to exploit, we couldn't. So we'll see. We got the 10th like! Yes! Yes! Thank you, amigos. Thank you so much, man. Goal met. Goal met. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. I'll be making my post-match video now. Please stand by. I try to do every single live for every single game. And when I can't, I have some really cool friends like Matt from the Stamford Bridge. Maybe even, we're talking about collaborating with Behind the Dugouts, Kai. Great creators that we'll cover for each other. We'll try to either share the stream. Make sure that you guys have somebody always available that loves Chelsea and loves football and is a reasonable person to come in and share their passion with you guys. So I'll see you until next time. And again, I'll be forever grateful for you guys joining. And as always, come on, you Blues.